Ian Garry came out with a statement, and he concedes. He says, and I quote, if Islam Makhachev comes to welterweight and wants a title shot, everyone else will take a back seat, end quote. And it's, okay, here's something you have to understand. I like Garry. I've liked Garry from day one. I had a experience with Garry, and maybe this helped to win me over, but we're in Massachusetts. He's main card, O'Malley, top of the bill, 17,000. Mainly Irish Catholic is what filled up this building. So, to explain to you how hot Ian Garry was that night would be difficult to do. But the UFC, as absolute policy, the moment you are done weighing in, you are done with any requests, media, obligations, PR. They will never mess with you. In fact, you can actually back that up the day of weigh-ins. They will never request or mess with you. You have one job, make weight, go be with your team. And I share that because it was after weigh-ins. You know, weigh-ins are 9 to 11 in the morning. This is 8 o'clock at night. This is 10 o'clock at night even. So this is why I know Garry has gone into business for himself. Garry goes and does an open workout at a pub. And it happened to be one where here's me in the hotel. Out the window, down on the street, corner coming out. What the hell's going on? I drop down so I can get a look at this. And when I come down, Kiesa and Anik are there. And they tell me, they go, Ian Garry's crazy ass is holding an open workout. He's in that club. I go over to get a look, and I can see through the door, but I couldn't get in, and neither could anyone else. The fire marshal had to come and shut them down. There was so many people, they broke the fire marshal's code for safety. And this is at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, the day before he's going to fight, and he did it on his own. He lined this up. He did this for the people. And I just thought it was a cool move. And Garry went through his stuff and the book and whatever that was, and he held his head high. And there was just something about Garry, and I liked it. Now, I do have a couple of problems, though, with Garry. And my biggest problem was the day that he got ranked number 15. Because he went and got a tattoo that said 15. And I've seen guys do the accomplishment tattoo. I have seen that. I've never seen it for something as low and unimpressive as 15 in a ranking system, right? Not even like real 15. Not even like you entered a tournament and you finished 15th. Like there's just a name on a computer. But the reason I had a problem with that, and the reason I remember that so clearly, this is about 3 years ago when he did this. But the reason, it was less than that. Less than 3 years ago. At any rate, the reason I remember it so clearly is I had seen all of Garry's fights. I knew his record off the top of my head, 12-0. 9 finishes. 2 by submission, 7 by knockout. I mean, I knew these things right off the top of my head. He fought in the UFC 4 times. I remember each interview that he gave. I watched him building this card. And I only share with you, when he was excited to be number 15, that's when I realized, okay, this guy's got one problem. He doesn't know how good he is. But guys, that's a very real problem. That's one you often don't overcome. You've seen that. Go think who did the most in sports to come out of your class in high school. Who went on and did the most in sports. Okay, but that's not the same question. Go and think of who the best athlete was when you were in high school. Because it's not the same answer. If you had some athletes like a 3-sport letterman and captain of 2 different teams and they won the championship in this, they never went on to college. They never went on beyond. They damn sure didn't go to the pros. Nobody like that makes it to the pros. They've lost interest. They wanted to be a winner. They were. They checked it off. They checked it off too early. It's somebody else that fell short of their goals, that stays hungry and had to push through college and maybe didn't quite get what they wanted there, and they had to stick around the pros. Like, they didn't have a choice. They wanted to be champion too, and it just hasn't happened yet. And those are the guys that go on to be the greats. And so I share with you when I realized, and it was the absolute delight when Gary went and got this done. He filmed it, and it was the look in his eyes, man. It was that little boy that was coming out, that was living his dream. And I remember watching. He was young. He was 24 years old. And I remember seeing it. And I remember thinking, he doesn't know how good he is. He's saying all the right things, and he's in the right promotion, and he's never lost, and he's beating people badly. He doesn't know how good he is. And what's he going to do one fight from now when he's ranked number 11? And what's he going to do the fight after that when he's 6? And what's he going to do 2 into that when he's fighting for a championship? I remember looking at his body where I'm like, where's he going to put all these numbers? I had a friend that had made the Olympic team. Well, Dan Henderson. And Dan Henderson got a tattoo of the USA Wrestling symbol with the Olympic rings. But then there was a problem. He made another Olympic team. So what do I do? What do I do? So he came back in and he modified it, and he wrote, the year 1992, then he did it again, 92 and 1996. So it was the same thing, but I'm only sharing with you, I really did think that when Ian Garry put this 15, it was this big, it was this thing, it's like, 15, that's going to be a very embarrassing number right now. Like, Ian Garry right now, with the skills that he would be embarrassed to be ranked number 15. But some guys don't know how good they are. And I really did feel that Ian Garry had figured that out. I mean, Ian Garry's good. He's good at everything. He can punch and kick. He's got good lungs. The lights don't get too bright for him. The guy can grapple. His wrestling defense is as good as it needs to be. His wrestling offense is improving regularly. I mean, he's good, right? And he's young. And he just said that he and everybody else would step aside for a guy that's not in the division. And he's also wrong. He was wrong the day he was excited when he put a 15 on his arm. He was wrong. And he's wrong now to allow Islam to come up. Islam versus Jack Della Lema is a fight that nobody wants to see. Islam versus Blahal is a fight that they don't even want to do. And that's a lot better approach from your alternate, from your guy that I believe is your number one contender. That's a lot better approach than sandhagging yourself and standing down to a lightweight who's only made threats to the division. And Ian Garry is wrong. He is wrong. They do not all need to stand down. And as much as that might be and apparently is Gary's approach, I will speak for Rachmanov to let you know it's not his.